Hello everyone and welcome to Celt's YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kelly Warner and today we're going to talk about various learning styles and how we can engage those learning styles online through differentiated instruction. So let's get started. During this video, I want to give you a brief overview of the various learning styles and how we can engage those learning styles online through differentiated instruction. Throughout this video, I'm going to be referencing information that I read in various articles and books about learning styles and online instruction. A comprehensive list of all of my references will be located in the description box of this video. So historically speaking, typically, schools have been taught in a uniform fashion where all of the students are presented with the content in the same way and all of the students are assessed using the same assessments. Now this may seem like a fair and just approach because all of the students are being treated the same. However, this inadvertently gives preference to certain students who have certain learning styles. The term learning style refers to the way in which students prefer to learn new content and new information. According to the VARK model, there are 4 types of learning styles. First is visual. Visual learners prefer to see the relationship between concepts and ideas displayed in a visual format, such as a graph, diagram, or graphic organizer. Oral or auditory learners prefer to listen to the professor verbally describe new concepts, and these learners wish to engage in conversation and discussion with others about these new ideas. Third are students who prefer reading and/or writing. Reading and writing learners prefer to learn with words, whether reading or writing about new concepts. Fourth are kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners prefer for their learning to be grounded in reality. They wish for their experiences and their perceptions to align with the content. In addition to these learning styles and preferences, we also have the multiple intelligences model, which was presented by Gardner. Now, when Gardner uses the term intelligence, he is not simply referring to the book knowledge that an individual possesses. Instead, he is referring to an individual's natural predisposition for a certain set of skills, talents, and abilities. According to this model, there are 8 different intelligences that an individual may exhibit. These intelligences are musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, linguistic intelligence, spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and finally, naturalist intelligence. All instructors, whether they teach online or face-to-face courses, have this challenge of trying to balance and accommodate students' varying learning styles as well as their various intelligences or natural skill sets and abilities. Within the online learning environment, it can be very easy for the instructor to design their course as primarily being reading, writing, and text-based. For example, you could have an online course where students are assigned to read chapters out of the textbook, complete quizzes and exams based off of that reading, and writing a paper. All of these learning activities are text-based, which means that they may not be as engaging for students who prefer other methods of learning. In order to accommodate as many learning styles as possible, online instructors must vary and differentiate their instruction. Not every assignment or module needs to meet every learning style, preference, or intelligence, but throughout the course, the students should be exposed to a variety of approaches or methods. As you design your course, I would encourage you to keep these 4 teaching strategies in mind. First, present the content in multiple formats. Now, this includes PowerPoint presentations, videos, articles, interactive modules, the list goes on and on. The point is, you want to present your content in a variety of ways so that students with various learning styles will be able to engage and interact with the content. Second, allow students to make choices when possible. So for example, if you have an assignment, maybe give students a couple of different choices of ways that they could fulfill that learning outcome, that learning objective. So for example, maybe let students decide if they would like to complete a virtual field trip of a historic site, or if they would prefer to read some articles or primary documents about that site and write a paper. You want to make them feel like that they have some control in their learning, and you want to give them opportunities to utilize their learning preferences as well as their intelligence or natural predisposition of skills. Third, encourage active and collaborative interaction. Encourage students to talk about new concepts and new ideas with one another. This could be accomplished through the online forums, or if you wanted to have an open video conference time where students can see each other face to face. Encourage and build in those opportunities for interaction within your course. Fourth, have your students complete a learner profile at the beginning of the semester. Within this profile, ask the students to introduce themselves as well as communicate to you how they prefer to learn. Most students already know how they prefer to learn, and if they don't know, there are many online resources where students can take an assessment to see what their learning style and preference is. With this information, you can then make modifications and adjustments to your course throughout the semester in order to accommodate your students. As you consider which learning activities to incorporate into your course, I would encourage you to keep the following 4 activities in mind. First are course projects. With a course project, you can allow a student to complete multiple assignments throughout the semester, which will then come together into one cumulative course project, which would ultimately demonstrate their understanding and their attainment of those learning outcomes and learning objectives. This may be preferable to a traditional final exam, which may or may not really reflect that student's understanding of the content based off of their learning preference. So you have to remember with your assessment, your ultimate goal is to see how they have progressed towards your learning outcomes and objectives. And a traditional final exam may not be the best reflection of that student's understanding of the content. A second activity would be group work. Ideally, you want to keep these groups small, preferably 2 to 3 students per group. When you do integrate group work into your course, you do need to have some accountability and structure to make sure that everyone in the group is participating in that task. But group work offers the opportunity for students to really collaborate and interact with one another. This can be especially helpful for those auditory learners who are looking to have discussion with their peers and with the instructor. And it can also be helpful for the various learning styles and preferences so they can learn from each other, having that peer interaction and peer teaching, if you will. A third activity I would encourage you to consider would be discussion. With discussion, you get to build an online learning community. You won't be able to have that sense of community, that sense of connection, unless there's discussion and communication between the students as well as the students and you, the instructor. You can integrate discussion into your course with the use of online forums or with video conferencing. The last activity I would encourage you to consider are virtual field trips and videos. If you look online, there are many virtual field trips of historic sites and historic places, so students, wherever they are, they can actually navigate and see what these different places look like and explore those options. Included in this are also many museums from around the world as well. So I encourage you to take a look at your course and see if there are any places or sites that you think would be very interesting for your students to see. You can also use videos in your courses as well to differentiate your instruction. This will be especially helpful for our visual and kinesthetic learners. There are many more activities that you can incorporate into your course, which would accommodate various learning styles. I hope that this video serves as a starting point and a catalyst for us to continue to consider how we can best serve our online students. To learn more about teaching online Please watch our videos and be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.